Islam Podcast. Den Islam hören und erleben.
The Prophet of Islam was sending a group of people saying, be at that place, Banu Qurayza, before Maghrib. No, before Al-Asr. Before Al-Asr. He said, be there before Al-Asr. So they went, and they were on their way, and the time of Al-Asr came. And one group said, look, it's the time to pray. We have to pray. And the other group said, no. He said, don't pray the Asr, this prayer, before being there. This was his wording. Don't pray the Asr before being there. So we don't have to pray. We stay. We go there and we will pray when we are there. And the other group said, no. He meant, so the words were, yes, don't pray before being there, but he meant hurry up in order to be there before the time of the prayer. So he meant something which is not in the wording, but it was in his intention. His intention was to tell you, hurry up, be there before. But we are not there before. So if we understand that when the prayer time is coming, we have to pray. So one group prayed and the other group didn't. And they went back to the Prophet and he accepted the two interpretations. What is very important here is that we have Ahl al-Ra'i saying, oh, we go with the intention. Ahl al-Hadith, we go with what he said, literally. And you have two interpretations, and he accepted both. Meaning by this, that with during his life, we already had one word, two interpretations. And he accepted both. One going with the intention behind the words, and the other sticking to the word in order not to be misled by supposed intentions. I stick to what he said. I don't want to know about his intentions because I will never know. This is a world of unknown. So let me end with this. What we have to teach is that we have texts, but from the very beginning we have two trends, and now we have much more than two trends. In the first 2 centuries of Islam, we have not less than 30 schools of law and jurisprudence. 30 between the Shia and the Sunni. We had 18 in the Sunni tradition. 18! Meaning by this that the scholars were accepting the fundamentals, no problem. Al-ma'alum min ad-din bid-darura, we all accept, but we disagree on some interpretations. The same text and an accepted diversity. This is very important. Why? Because the Western Muslims and the European Muslims, they all accept the same text. They all accept the same principles, but we will have different interpretations. And we accept the interpretations as long as, in the name of interpretations, we are not undermining one principle. Okay, we are not. So this is the way the mainstream Muslims are going. But it's very important for the people, for the Muslims themselves, because when I'm saying this, I'm not only teaching for non-Muslims, I'm saying teachings to Muslims. Because many Muslims, they think that their interpretation is the only right one. Not understanding that on very critical issues, the great scholars were not accepting the interpretation of the other. Just let me give you a story about this. Al-Shafi'i, who was the teacher of Ibn Hanbal. And Al-Shafi'i was of the opinion, when you say the Shahada, you are a Muslim. But if you don't pray, you are not a good Muslim, but you are still a Muslim. And Ibn Hanbal was using a tradition saying, بين المرء والكفر ترك الصلاة. So if you don't pray, you are a kafir. So one was, look at that, it's not a simple thing. It's a very serious question. Who is a Muslim? One is saying, you say the Shahada, you are a Muslim. The other one is, you have to pray. So Shafi'i was asking his student, look at the adab, which is the respectful way of talking to your student. He said, so what should he do to be a Muslim? And he said, the Shahada. I said, but he said it. فَسَكَتَ إِبْنُ حَنْبَلٍ. So he kept quiet. He understood that logically, Shafi'i was right, he was wrong. But this discussion is about who is a Muslim, is something which is on one specific text. We have many interpretations. And the superiority of the Quran is not disputable, but interpretations on some text are important. So this is something that we need to teach in our universities. The centrality of the texts, the same texts, but the diversity of interpretation of the schools throughout history is quite important. I'm sorry, I told you, simple words, but not easy substance.
Ich soll das in ganz kurzen Worten eben zusammenfassen, weil die meisten von Ihnen alles verstanden haben. Es gibt in der westlichen Welt eine große Ignoranz des islamischen Glaubens und auch eine große Unkenntnis. Dafür sind auch die Muslime in der westlichen Welt mitverantwortlich, sagt Herr Ramadan. Deshalb, wir müssen zu den Texten des Islam zurückkommen, zu den Quellen zurückkommen. Und wir müssen bitte unterscheiden die beiden großen Richtungen. Es gibt den Koran, der Gottes Wort ist, der Gottes Selbstoffenbarung ist, der von Allah so geschrieben ist. Und dann gibt es die anderen Texte, die Interpretation sind. Auch die, wenn ich richtig verstanden habe, die Sonar, die prophetischen Traditionen. Wir brauchen die prophetische Tradition der Sonar, um den Koran zu verstehen. Aber bitte, der Koran muss auch aus sich selbst heraus sprechen und zu verstehen sein. Das müssen wir an der Universität lehren. Ein Zentrum des Glaubens und ein zentraler Text, aber verschiedene Interpretationen. Das hat er dann an diesem einen Beispiel gebracht, was ich nicht jetzt nenne, wie der Prophet sagte, betet nicht, bevor ihr dort ankommt. Ich bringe das jetzt nicht, die Interpretation, das war aber sehr eindrucksvoll. Es gibt diese zwei Richtungen und es gibt in der islamischen Welt 30 verschiedene Schulen und wahrscheinlich noch mehr. Das ist aber alles in Ordnung. Keiner darf aber behaupten, ich habe allein die richtige Interpretation. Kein Muslim darf sagen, ich bin Muslim, du bist kein richtiger Muslim. Es sind verschiedene Interpretationen, aber immer wieder, wir leben von dem einen Glauben in den einen Text, der Koran ist Gottes Stimme.
Okay, with this first field, there are side questions that are also part of the whole discussion. For example, of course, what are the limits of interpretations? And this is something which is quite important because there are limits. You can say that some things are within the accepted diversity, but you can also say that things are outside the realm of the accepted diversity. For example, something which was said in July, the 7/7 event, for example, in London, having people killing innocent people in the London street, and by the way, not only in London, but also in Amman, also in Bali, also in the Muslim majority countries, because we are always talking about what is happening in the West, but things are also happening in Muslim majority countries. And to say that to kill innocent people, is this within the accepted diversity of Islam? And my position when it happened in London is to say not only it's not Islamic, it's anti-Islam to kill innocent people the way it was done. So this is a limit to what should be accepted. In the name of diversity, we cannot accept everything. And sometimes it comes to the fundamentals, and sometimes it's come to behavior. So this is a side question, but it's a very fundamental question. What are the limits? And not something which is, tough questions. For example, who is a Muslim? If a homosexual is telling you, I am a Muslim, is he a Muslim or is she a Muslim, yes or no? And some Muslims are saying no, because you are homosexual, you are no longer a Muslim. But if he is or she is saying, I am a Muslim, but I am homosexual. From a legal viewpoint, homosexuality could be perceived as a sin, but from where can you say that someone who is a sinner, according to you, is outside the realm of Islam? Can you put the people inside or outside the way you want? And who has the right to do this? This is a very important question.